Good morning. It's Tuesday and it's time to have our devotion together. Today we are finishing the faith chapter, the famous Hall of Faith, Hebrews 11, where there's this list of people who lived by faith. And in this chapter, the author talks about faith and what faith means, and then lists a number of people whose stories to the hearers would have been well known, as examples of holding on, as examples of letting go, as examples of believing even though they didn't see and didn't even experience the promise in their earthly lifetime. Today we begin with Moses, verses 23 to 40, chapter 11. By faith Moses was hidden by his parents for 3 months when he was born, because they saw that the child was beautiful and they weren't afraid of the king's orders. By faith Moses refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter when he was grown up. He chose to be mistreated with God's people instead of having the temporary pleasures of sin. He thought the abuses he suffered for Christ were more valuable than the treasures of Egypt, since he was looking forward to the reward. By faith he left Egypt without being afraid of the king's anger. He kept on going as if he could see what is invisible. By faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, in order that the destroyer could not touch their firstborn children. By faith they crossed the Red Sea as if they were on dry land, but when the Egyptians tried it, they were drowned. By faith Jericho's walls fell after the people marched around them for 7 days. By faith Rahab the prostitute wasn't killed with the disobedient, because she welcomed the spies in peace. What more can I say? I would run out of time if I told you about Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, Samuel, and the prophets. Through faith they conquered kingdoms, brought about justice, realized promises, shut the mouths of lions, put out raging fires, escaped from the edge of the sword, found strength in weaknesses. In weakness were mighty in war and routed foreign armies. Women received back their dead by resurrection. Others were tortured and refused to be released so they could gain a better resurrection. But others experienced public shame by being taunted and whipped. They were even put in chains and in prison. They were stoned to death. They were cut in two, and they died by being murdered with swords. They went around wearing the skins of sheep and goats, needy, oppressed, and mistreated. The world didn't deserve them. They wandered around in deserts, mountains, caves, and holes in the ground. All these people didn't receive what was promised, even though they were given approval for their faith. God provided something better for us, so they wouldn't be made perfect without us. Bum bum. Faith begins by letting go, giving up what had seemed sure, taking risks and pressing on, though the way feels less secure. Pilgrimage both right and odd, trusting all your life to God. Faith endures by holding on, keeping memories' roots alive, so that hope may bear its fruit. Promise fed, our souls will thrive. Not through merit we possess, but by God's great faithfulness. Faith matures by reaching out, stretching minds, enlarging hearts, sharing struggles, living prayer, binding up the broken parts, till we find the common place, ripe with witness to God's grace. Amen.